Hey, all you zealots and zerglings, it's time for another clash against the Titans, where we have our usual Titans, myself as the purple Zerg, and Titan Contrarian as the green Terran. We are on the map Megaton. Did I mention Megaton? We're almost always on Megaton. They really like Megaton. So that is what we use for Titans. It's a good map for expansions and moving around and kind of longer, really longer macro games, not for quick rushes or starve fests. And our challengers on this map, on this challenge, in this clash, are Spartan as the pink Protoss. We have Dunamai as the blue Zerg. And finally, we have Bocephus as the sort of gray Terran. It's like that right now. The Zergs are pretty happy because they got the race they wanted. Everyone else, Spartan might be okay with Protoss, but everyone else might be a little bit shaky. Not necessarily the races that they prefer. Now keep in mind, as a Titans clash, the challengers are at a 80% hit point handicap. We tried having them at full strength once, and that worked for a game or two, and then they realized that more numbers is a huge advantage. So we've always had to try to end a little bit handicap. It used to be a 70% handicap, now it's 80. So maybe, but I'd like to point out, nobody but Titans, nobody but this pair of Titans has ever won a Titans clash. No other Titan matchup has yielded a win. Doesn't mean we haven't lost. We have lost our fair share, but we also are the only ones that have won on this side of the challenge. As you can see, I've gone for an early pull, not going for, despite the easily accessible base right over here. I have not gone for an early expansion, and there's a valid reason for this. I may have briefly mentioned this in a previous clash, but it has come to my attention, or come to my notice. Map control in this matchup is very important. Of course, map control is always important, but I've noticed it often seems the game seems to go to the team that kind of takes control of the map, because it gives you more access to the late game expansions. You can control where the other team's armies are. If you control the map, they'd have fewer prongs they can hit you at. They can't sneak around with a big drop or a big air force if you know where they're at. So map control is important, especially with those expansions. I mean, yeah, controlling where the armies are is huge, and don't ever discount that. But just having access to these bases are so hard to keep late in the game because everyone's got these huge high-tech armies, and unless you've got one that can crush any attacking force, or multiple forces as the case may be, you're not going to hold that expansion. You're going to run out of money, and suddenly all that high-tech is going to be for naught. And you're going to be building Marines or Zerglings that are just going to completely disintegrate. Looks like Dunamai himself has opted to go for the early expansion, which is not surprising. Going to go for a Roach Evo Chamber combo, so he's going to go for some early upgraded Roaches, I would suspect. And it looks like my speed is coming up. Have I moved any? Well, I just have some Overlords out here on the map so far. I don't think anyone's lost anything yet. Oh, looks like we have lost. Oh, Bocephus might have lost a scout. He might have lost a scout. It looks like I do have 4-lings on the way, and this is gonna be my first salvo in map control. Yep, 6-lings are now on the way. Gonna grab that second gas. Not entirely sure why, because I really need to be spending my minerals. Oh, yeah, I was doing the extractor trick. I supply blocked myself, and that is why I did that. Not going to try to get that early gas. I'm going to try to unsupply block myself. Ugh. So often I forget to make an Overlord, and the worst time I forget to make Overlords is right when I have, like, say, a Spire finishing, and I'm going to need the extra supply. I just do that so often. Even when I think I've built a little bit ahead, and suddenly I've run out of supply. I've definitely got to start keeping a better eye on that, because after about, this is about the point where I just completely lose track. Sometimes I lose track at, like, the 26 food mark. And I got a bunch of links coming out now, ready to deal out some punishment. Not much they can see yet. No one's really expanded out here. It looks like Bocephus does want to take this base. Oh, but we do have Spartan over here. He's going to be fortunate that my lings are not on that side of the map, because that is a lot of lings. It's going to be hard for them to defend against this unless they consolidate their forces or have some units that are really good at dealing with lings, like, say, Zealots or Hellions. And I don't see any Hellions coming out at this point. We do have a Marauder, not exactly going to be, but you know, my Lings are just kind of sitting there. And oh, looks like I'm double hatching. Yeah, I'm going to get a macro hatch and expansion because I realized I got to start using up some of these minerals. And those things are going to poke around. They're going to see, no, there's no one expanding here, so no one's going to try to get an early goal. And where is that Overlord going? I've got Lings. Maybe he's afraid that there's Marines on the back end of this. It's possible. They should know that he's Terran, but no, that's not what's coming right now. I'm taking my Lings, and I am on to better things. And oh, if these forces are going to try to take on, I don't think that's going to be enough, especially not with the 80% hit point deficit. And I'm going to move over here, and I'm going to delay that expansion. Not a huge delay. And am I going to try to get us around? I'm going to try to get us around on these roaches. Taking far too many losses here. Yes, Lings are not that good against roaches, even with that hit point deficit, though. But they are going to manage to get one down. They're still alive now. And I'm going to try to do a little bit more damage on that. Oh, it looks like we're going to be able to finish these off. But I have put a little fear into them. It's going to force them to make units and not concentrate as much on expanding and not concentrate as much on pushing out. I mean, that wasn't devastating. They don't need a counterattack necessarily. Oh. But it looks like I am out for more blood, perhaps? Quite possible. And am I really going to check that gold again, or is this just where the rally point kind of took my Lings? That might just be where the rally point took them. And he's going to try to get back to building that again. I got a little bit more army here. Going to try to throw down a bunker. I don't care how much of a hit point deficit you have. Lings really just should not be taking on bunkers. But is it going to be done in time? Where are these Lings off to? They're heading somewhere. Looks like they figured that that side of the map might be a little bit hardened now, that they're a little bit scared. And oh, I'm just going to try to skirt them as wide around the map as possible. I'm going to get ready for a push in. Looks like I'm busy doing something else right now. I don't know what. Looks like I'm going to start my lair tech. And then the Lings are off again. Going to check this expansion. Nothing's right here yet. Going to check this expansion. That one is also clear. This expansion is juicy, but oh, he does have Zealots there, and I don't think this is a good engagement for my Lings. Like I said, Zealots and Hellions, good early defense against Lings, but oh, a lot of Zealots do go down right there, but did not really do that much damage. And he's going to quickly warp in some more Zealots, and I got to realize this is not going to work out that well. But I did manage to force some response here from Dune by bringing some roaches over here, which leaves this side, well, this side's still pretty well defended too. I'm just hoping at this point. I threw away quite a few Lings, but yeah, I'm going to be expanding right here on the back of this. But I'm hoping that I put enough fear into them that they're going to be a little scared about pushing out, a little scared about expanding too hard. Oh, even we forced the Hellions. I don't know if I'm going to still be going for Lings, but if I force Hellion Zealot, then any other build I go is going to be fantastic. I mean, what else could I do? I could do Roaches, which will kill Hellion Zealot. I could do Air, which, again, is going to slaughter them. And I could do Infestors, and as long as I have some defense in front of them, which I'm going to have something in front of them, like Roaches, then Hydras would be good against that combination. Although if he gets charge, Zealot charge, that that might kind of tip the balance back again a little bit. And it looks like Spartan feels pretty good about his defense on that. Thinks he can do it again, so he's going to throw down another expansion. He's going to get out an Observer too to see what's going on. Looks like I have thrown down a Spire, but ooh, Dunamai's almost got a Spire finished, and he's got Infestors out too. Maybe for those Lings, maybe he thinks he can get us some good fungals on those Lings. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But I don't think we've seen, I haven't really, oh, I have 33 Lings somewhere. Where on earth do I have all these Lings at? Oh, there they are. Quick little buggers. Just all over the place. I guess I'm just going to keep on my map control. Because they can build a bunch of Zealots and they can build a bunch of Hellions. But unless they have them at every single expansion, I can exploit that with my Speedlings. Which are now 1-1, and I'm working on the level 2 upgrade. And Dunamai, wow, quick Hive Tech, still making Infestors, getting Telling Claws, which means he's going to go Roach, but he did make that Spire. And there goes Corruptors. Yeah, oh, and he's got an Overseer out there. He is most likely going to be going for his fast Broodlords, which he really likes to do. He really likes to go fast Broodlords. which I don't know if that's always smart. It's not necessarily bad to decide to go Broodlords in a game, if you can get the game that far, but to go fast Broodlords every time, I don't think it's a good idea. Oh, and he does have Blue Flame Hellions, but good surround by my Lings, no micro by him, and I'm able to snipe that expansion. He did manage to cancel the hatch, but he lost the drone. And it looks like I left one on the watcher. I heard a changeling somewhere. That's irrelevant. And I'm just gonna pull back. Oh, gonna sort of co-opt a little medevac healing right there. Kind of soothe the burns that my Zergling suffered. And Psystorm coming out for Spartan, so definitely another response to Lings, perhaps, or perhaps to a Terran Bio army. Does have a Templar in there, which does have enough for Storm once the research completes. But you might want to start. He's got a lot of money saved up too. You might want to start working on spending that. Throw down some more gateways. You can always throw down more gateways. Always throw down more gateways. And that Overseer's been spotted, but is gonna get out and look. Ooh, looks like Contrarian's gonna get ready for a drop, but he does run into some roaches. Pure Marine, not that good against roaches, especially when 60 of your comrades are sitting inside the medevac. He probably could have used those extra Marines, and now he's gonna drop it down. But oh, it looks like we are gonna be able to clean that up with my wings supporting and these extra Marines that finally got off their duffs and said, "Oh, there's a battle down there. Yeah, we could help out." We actually did clean that up. I thought that was gonna be a little bit more devastating. And they're gonna scan that. I don't know what you're going to see here. This is not really that much of an army. He's going to kind of see him pushing out. And that could put Dunamite's expansion at a disadvantage again. It looks like we're pinging over here. This is where we want to hit. And he's going to be canceling that again. That's going to go down. Greater Spire is on the way. And Ventral Sacs. Are we going to be airlifting our roaches? That's an interesting choice here from Dunamite. Looks like I'm just getting my infestation pit down. +2 attack on the way. I'm assuming plus armor must have finished then. Yes, it has. And we have a changeling. Why is that changeling? Oh, okay. I thought that changeling was like purple like me. I'm like, oh, we have a purple marine in our army now. But no, I think that's just indicating it's a changeling. If we go to my view, it just looks like a normal marine. Yeah, you can spy on these things all you want. They're not really giving you much information right now. And he's quickly going to be dead. So we got 2-2 coming here for Contrarian, and the +2 on his vehicle weapons, which, does he have tanks out? Oh, he does have some tanks out. It looks like I have some spines covering this flank. Not much covering this flank. Oh, yes, there is a lot more spines. So we got some pretty good static defense going on right now with a couple of tanks to back it up. I like our defenses right now. And until those Broodlords come out, and that Greater Spire is just finishing. And getting pathogen, kind of late for the pathogen glands, but if you're going to keep going infestors, why not? But you're going to be sinking a lot of money into Broodlord tech, and you have not yet been able to establish a third base. Meanwhile, I'm getting really bold. I'm going to take this gold. They've not really been contesting this side of the map at all. Spartan's been pretty passive, just kind of taking these expansions as he needs them. Even now, just getting just pure gas off of this expansion. Not fully saturated, however. You might want to get a couple more probes down there, and he's just content to build up and slowly move in this direction. Oh, and Dunamite is going to be able to spot this expansion, but quickly he's going to see I have some Meloses here, and oh, that Overseer is probably not going to make it. But it has spotted the expansion. And oh, looks like I had been trying to poke at this expansion again, but with all these Hellions now, that is going to force me out of there, and with the +1 even, it is going to draw everyone into this army. Marines a little bit better against Hellions. Despite getting the bonus damage on Marines, still Marines are better than Hellions just for pure range. They don't need to get up close like Lings in order to actually do damage. And Contrarian going to get his Marines right up there, make sure they're all shooting. But here come the Corruptors trying to snipe those medevacs. But now they suddenly realize we're kind of on our own here. And 108 Lings on the way while my Hive Tech finishes. Oh my goodness. And in the meantime, it looks like Spartan did manage to take this out. I do. My Meals are still here, but it looks like they mostly got slaughtered by the Stalkers. I don't know if I took down any Colossus. I mean, the shields are kind of weak, but they're still alive. I don't know if he actually lost any in that engagement. But this expansion died again. And we have 3 Broodlords on the way. That's not a lot of Broodlords. Getting the +1 for them almost done. But really, 3 Broodlords is not that many. He just can't get that third base up, and he's going to need it. You cannot 2-base Broodlords in a game that's going this length. No way. It looks like I'm sending a Ling out. Gonna scout that base again. I do have Burrow. Am I gonna try to Burrow with that expansion? I hope so. No? You're just gonna leave again? Or did I accidentally... Oh, he was still hotkeyed. Forgot to take him off the hotkey. And 3-3 and the Adrenal Glands coming from those Lings. Despite the fact that they're building pretty heavily against my Lings, I'm still putting money into them and getting a greater Spire of my own now. Well behind Dunamai's, but then again, he does not have the bases for it. I am on 3 bases right now. I tried to take a 4th, that didn't work out. Could probably take this. I think I was avoiding this because I was kind of creeping up this side of the map. I didn't want to steal base from Contrarian, who is currently on 3 bases of his own. We both probably need to expand again, and a bunch of command centers going down here. And I'm sure you folks know there's only one reason why he would be doing this. He's going to expand all these bases, right? No. That's not what's going on. Dunamai looks like he's going to be ready to take this base again. Contrarian just going to kind of poke in there, see what's going on. Looks like it's not going to finish. And, oh, am I going to spot that creep tumor and grab the creep? Ah, I managed to stop that creep tumor. And those roaches, 4 roaches are going to have to get out of there. He does have some infestations there. Could get some sick fungals up. It looks like one of them did go. Did he try to actually get a fungal off there? Or did we have to... Oh, a scan. Okay, scan did actually reveal that. And he's going to scan all the way up here, but now we got Perceive. This is 3-3 Marines against just 2-2. And there goes the fungal on all my Lings. But the Marines are kind of getting in there and getting a concave. And with the Broodlords over here, we're pretty well protected by this crevasse. Is going to help force us back. And yeah, I lost a lot of Lings there right now. And those Broodlings are still chasing us down. Although it doesn't have the upgrades on it. When I have my Broodlords out, those Broodlings are going to be well upgraded. Even if I don't have the air upgrades, and I don't think I do, or do I? Did I get the air upgrades? I do a +1 air, which is right there with Dunamai's. But haven't made any Corruptors yet, so it doesn't look like I'm quite ready to do any sort of Broodlord tech. I do seem to have the money for it, however, but it looks like I'm going to replenish those Lings right now. 74 Lings on the way. And it looks like we do have our first planetary on the way. A couple more. Second one is going to be on the way as well. And it looks like this Broodlord army has grown a little bit more now. We've gotten up to 7 Broodlords with a few Corruptors there to kind of help him out. He could afford to make a couple more Broodlords though, although he's going to need to end here. And oh, that expansion goes down again. Did not cancel that. Broodlord's in the area and he was not able to even cancel that. And a 3rd planetary is on the way. But we do have Spartan. He suddenly realized there's not really much going up on this side of the map. Maybe I could poke around and get a little aggressive. You have to be careful. The creep is starting to spread out in this direction, but he is going to spot that gas going down. Am I going to be able to cancel that? I have a feeling I'm not. Oh, I do cancel it. And it's actually going to put the drone out of range. Oh, the drone is so happy that he's going to live another day. And I did manage to... Oh, when did I make those? I did manage to get some Broodlords of my own. I did not even know I had those up. And does he have Blink? He does have Blink. He could Blink under and try to do some damage. And, ooh, Vikings, too. So those Colossi are in big danger. Those Zealots are going to be absolutely worthless in this engagement. And it looks like I am going to be moving my Spine Crawler army forward. Because I do not want that force to take me. And Spine Crawlers and Broodlords together, that is not an area you actually want to attack. Oh, and I'm going to throw it on an Overlord here. It looks like they were able to snipe some creep tumors, and I'm like, I better keep that up until I can get some more queens down here. Looks like I got a couple spines that still need to burrow. And oh, these Broodlords are pulling back. Did he try to engage over here? I don't know. Ooh, even a missile turret on the other side of the grass, giving him both vision and detection. Excellent defense setup here. I've tried to do stuff like this before, and every time I set it up, it got destroyed. And it looks like we are pushing forward right now. And oh, dude, am I finally going to try to expand on this side of the map? And this is like the first time we've made a concerted push over here. Oh! But it looks like Spartan's army's not that far away, and a lot of these Marines are going to get fried away. But if they can get up in the medevacs, a lot of them are going to get in the medevacs, which means that storm primarily went down on the Zealots right now. And now he's going to try to storm the Broodlords. Broodlord's not as susceptible to the storms, and they're not really all that clumped up either. And the Stalkers are going to try to blink forward. They are going to get one Broodlord down, but all these Broodlings coming down are going to completely decimate these Stalkers. And with him dropping these Marines down again, the Colossi are really not in range to do any damage to the Marines because they're focusing on the Broodlings. And oh, what are these drones doing? Oh no, and they're right in the Broodlord's path, and here come a bunch of Broodlings. gonna start sniping drones, but they actually might survive. Oh, nope, looks like I did manage to notice someone had a bunch of drones there. Meanwhile, we've got Broodlords over here for Dunamite. He's gonna try to be breaking down this wall. You got SCVs trying to repair. How many of them are going to be taken out? For the more the SCVs to get taken out, and yeah, the SCVs are getting a little bit of damage done to them, but they are keeping these things alive. But we have no anti-air right now. It looks like these Vikings are going to try to push him, but he does have some Corruptors right here. 1-1 on those Corruptors. So he's got to be careful with this Viking. Whoa! Does he have enough for one shot? He has enough for one-shot Broodlords. Looks like that one just survives. One of those Vikings must have been unable to actually do the damage it needed. Still trying to take down this wall, but oh, another Broodlord's gonna go down. Another Broodlord goes down. So lost a ton of Broodlords there, and he's gonna pull these. Oh, he's gonna pull the Corruptors into the missile turrets. They're gonna do a bunch of damage on their own. But oh, the Vikings are not fighting back. Instead, they're just flying around and being targets. And he's going to try to take down that missile turret, but the SCVs are just being a pest, and he has so few Broodlords now, he can't out-damage the repairs that are being done now. And here come my Corruptors, finally. Where have those been? And oh, +3 to start, which means I have +2 against his +2. I don't know who's got more. I got to pull these back. There's a lot of Marines down there. Although Marines do not, well, I have no armor upgrades, so, but, you know, base 2 armor on Corruptor. How about you didn't know the Corruptor had a base 2 armor? I'm sure some of you did. I bet most of you didn't. Which means they're pretty good against a withstanding Marine attack. I'll use +3 Marines too. But just think, if you have a +3 armor Corruptors against +0 attacking Marines, they can do almost no damage whatsoever. They'll almost do less damage than the Corruptors do on the Marines. It looks like Spartan's going to try to push this again while my forces are... Oh, and those Lings disintegrate instantly. My Queen that was trying to reestablish the creep also going to go down quickly. He's going to push forward. He's going to take out my spine crawler. No, he's going to pull back. Nope, he's going to go forward. He's kind of being a little bit indecisive here. I mean, he can quickly take these out. I mean, he actually could just take it out with his Colossus. He didn't even have to be wasting these Stalkers right now. And we need to get something over there. It looks like I don't really... Here we go. Looks like I'm finally got some Corruptors to send over there. Got some Corruptors to kind of defend this, but looks like Dunamite did manage to establish this base again. We need to focus on here. I'm going to try to see how well I can snipe these. It looks like I'm going to have to burrow my drones. Hopefully, I don't think I see an observer here, and its Colossi are going to go down. Once the Colossi are down, this army is toast. My Lings will be able to tear it apart. There are no zealots in here that I can see. So that is defended only at the cost of some spine crawlers and, you know, maybe a queen, or I don't know, maybe even a couple of drones. I don't know. I think most of the drones are fine, though. And it looks like, oh, he's trying to push those Broodlords again, but we have some pretty decent anti-air here, and the anti-ground is phenomenal. The missile turret did go down, so it's going to cost us a little bit of vision, except, oh, air units can see over the grass. So kind of got two fronts going on now right here, but we've got a pretty good control over this part of the map. Where are these SCVs going? I'm not really sure what these SCVs are doing, but it looks like Dunamite has been able to finally establish this base, but with us right here, we can hit this at any time, and they're going to have a hard time defending it. Just because we have such good position. And Banelings are coming now. This could work out if he's going to Baneling bust those planetaries. I mean, these Banelings are going to be doing 22 damage against a 1500. Oh, -3. So they're going to be doing 19 damage per Baneling. And carry the 1 divided by 2 square root of pi. It's going to take a few Banelings to take these out. Maybe these are just for defense. If they can hold this base, that might be good. I've got my Lings up here just kind of scout and make sure this gold's okay. The observer is going to see that. And he has a lot of Stalkers. Not as many Colossus this time, but he does have a lot of High Templar, and a good Storm would take those out, although I don't even think he needs to. The Stalkers will be more than enough to decimate that. And I have some Corruptors here to defend, but... And he managed to find these SCVs. I really don't know what these SCVs were doing over here. Nope, he's going to send them back now. I really don't know what those SCVs were doing. Makes absolutely no sense. Spartan's going to be pushing forward again. He's going to see this expansion is not taken yet. He might want to take that for his own. A couple more. Oh, he guy's rebuilding that Colossus count. And now we got a Thor here for Contrarian, which that'll help put a little bit of splash damage into the air that's coming in through here. Only 2 Broodlords right now. Those Vikings might have thinned out the ranks, and the Corruptors. The Corruptor Planetary Fortress, now that is a combo, because Planetaries will take about anything down on the ground as long as you got decent repairs. I suppose tanks might be a bit of a problem. And the Corruptors will just try to snipe any sort of siege ranged non-tank units you try to bring in. I mean, Broodlords, Carriers, Colossi, the Corruptors will handle that pretty well. And with the Planetaries down here to defend them, you can't really bring that much against them. Except maybe Vikings, but they do pretty good against that too. And it looks like another push is here for Spartan. Looks like a couple of Thors right here for Contrarian. I'm going to try to bring my Corruptors in. I do not want to engage with these Lings until these Colossi are dead, because they will absolutely murder my Lings, and the Colossi are down. He's going to throw down a Storm. That's going to miss. He might want to save it for the Lings, and I'm going to try to push him in there. Does he have Storms left? He's got a lot of Templars. There's got to be some Storms left. But unfortunately, he let me get the surround. It looks like he maybe got the majority of things. That one kind of went down mostly on his Stalkers, but he is going to be able to clean this up, and he still has... Oh, and one Templar did go down there. That is not good. And, oh, the Templar are going to go right into the Thor, so there's going to end the threat of Storm, and I got 30 Lings coming, which will be more than to clean this up, and the Thor doesn't... No, I think they'll be able to take that Thor down. And I don't know what my drones are doing. And here come my Lings. That should be enough to clean up the rest of these Stalkers. But in the meantime, we do have Bocephus trying to take this base. And a big weapon for starting. Going to get a bunch of Stalkers out there right now. But he really needs the Colossi and Templar. Those are the only things that are going to hold my Lings at bay. Those Stalkers? No, I'll engage those Stalkers all day. Maybe not the smartest engagement every time, but they'll do pretty good. And they won't get completely slaughtered right away. And some Spine Crawlers going down for Doom. Although I can always make Broodlords of my own. I haven't... Whatever happened to my Broodlords? I had Broodlords before. I don't know what happened to them. They must have gotten lost when one of the Spartans pushes, because I'm making a ton more right now. Which is going to be hard. They got some Blink Stalkers with full upgrades, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. 14 Broodlords on the way, and none of them are over here. Where we seem to have this pretty much locked down. It looks like Doomai's finally going to be able to get some really good expanding on this map. Although he's making some more Broodlords of his own. But he's got to keep that Corruptor count up, because we have some pretty good anti-air here. +1, +3. And it's going to begin again. But in the meantime, looks like we got Thor Broodlord coming right here. And what do they got against us? They got some Banelings. What a well, Banelings will take out the Marines. But, you know, now at this point, Marines are just kind of cannon fodder. And it looks like a lot of them are... Oh, a lot of the Banelings are blowing up on the Broodlings. Brilliant. That is not good micro, though. And it looks like the Broodlords are going to go down, and we're working on these Corruptors, too. Although I could probably pull my Corruptors back into the side of this first, because they're going to get sniped by this score right here. So the Broodlords just... This was not a good engagement. We are well hardened against these Broodlords. They just did not have enough, and now it looks like their southern flank is in danger of going down. The Colossi is worried about the Broodlings. And where is this Colossi going through? I mean, he's just walking through the gauntlet. I mean, he's going to come all the way over here before he even decides to attack. And then he's going to start attacking Broodlings before quickly being destroyed by them. And Contrarian's going to bring in factories for reinforcement. Actually, this is actually a huge mistake. Anyways, we were kind of joking about this, or he was joking about it, that he lifted those off to I guess, reposition them. I think maybe because they were in the way or something. But he rallied his factories before he landed them, and so it caused the factories to come along for the journey, and that's kind of what happened there. And yeah, I've sort of had that happen too. I try to be careful of that when I'm running Terran, but it's kind of happened to me before. Maybe not to this extent. But he's like, fine, I'll just start making tanks right here, or Thors right here. Why not? But we're on the push right now, and our bulk of our army's here, and these forces are doing pretty. We need to get some repairs on that. Contrarian repairs. You might want to set these SCVs to auto repair, because that thing is going to die. But they've got nothing left here, so if that goes down, I don't think it's moot at this point, because they have to pull all their army down here to stop us. Broodlord Thor, +3 Thor, plus the 3 Broodlords with 3/3 Broodlings. That is just sick. I don't know what you do against this army, because it doesn't die quickly and it does a ton of damage. And even if you bring in a lot of anti-air like Corruptors or Vikings, Thor's splash damage will just do a ton to that. And more Banelings are blowing up on the Broodlings. Ugh. I mean, there are times where just taking out Broodlings might be beneficial, but not with banelings. And look, we got a nuke coming from Bocephus and a ghost. I don't think it's going to be here in time, but we'll have to see. He might get that nuke off, but will it make a difference at this point? I don't know. It looks like I'm even grabbing this gold finally. Long distance mining there. And there's Storm's going to go down there, but it's not going to do all that much. Throwing some Storms down, but Broodlords really don't die to Storms. Thors either. And he's trying to bring in some Corruptors, but look at all the missile attacks going down on them, and they have to just retreat right away. And there's the GG from Spartan. Once his southern flank fell, he knew it was done. There's that ghost. He doesn't have the nuke yet. Whatever happened to that nuke? Wait a minute. Back that up for a second. Was there a nuke in that silo we just took out? Oh, that was the nuke that was about to finish. Oh, the nuke finished and he couldn't get it off in time. Ow. That hurts, and there's no way these are going to finish. Oh, man. That is not a good position for your Ghost Academy. Why would you put a Ghost Academy out front there? It produces no units. There's no reason for it to be that forward. It doesn't make your nukes get there any faster, I can tell you that much. And the ghost says never say die, and apparently never say nuke either. Look at this, Corruptor just can't get anywhere near my Broodlords. And he's even trying to throw in the SCVs, but with all these Broodlings, what are SCVs gonna do? Not a darn thing, I tell you, not a darn thing. So that is the importance of map control. We held that north flank ironclad, and that I think was, and basically we had some problems on the southern flank, but once we had a large army there, there's about nothing they could do because this area was just so hardened. It's the importance of map control. But I hope you enjoyed this game and have a day.